Welcome back, everyone. LanceScurvX here. I want to share a few concepts with you briefly. This world is changing so fast, and we don't even realize it. We're giving up our soul, our minds, and maybe even our bodies eventually to this new technology, and it's sickening. I'm going to talk about this several times a day, but I want to talk about the most important thing. This is titled The Coming Control Grid. Are you ready for what's next? We are living in a time where what once sounded impossible is now quietly becoming reality. The systems being built today are not random. They are structured, layered, and designed with a purpose that many people refuse to see. But just because something is uncomfortable does not make it untrue. And this is what we have to understand. There's a growing shift toward a world where technology is not just a tool, but a ruler. Artificial intelligence is no longer just about convenience. It's about control, tracking, and decision-making. It's about building a system where human behavior can be monitored, predicted, and managed. You see, the little conveniences that they're giving to us now, they're amusing, they are convenient, but it's something more to it. At the same time, people are being conditioned. Crisis after crisis has trained the population to accept restrictions. Lockdowns, mandates, and sudden rule changes show just how quickly freedom can be paused when fear is high enough. That lesson did not go unnoticed by those in power. As far as I'm concerned, that was a dry run. The COVID-19 situation, they saw how much control they can have over us, over something that, I won't say it. This video will get snatched if I do, but you know how real it was, okay? Some will dismiss these concerns as wild theories. Yes, I've been called a conspiracy theorist so many times, but look at the world the way it is now. But the patterns are right in front of us. Digital IDs, cashless systems, and expanding surveillance are not rumors, it's reality. They are real, growing and spreading across the globe. The question is not whether change is coming. The question is whether people understand what kind of change this really is and what it means for their future. We're moving toward a system where every part of life can be tracked and regulated. Digital currency is one of the biggest steps in that direction. When money becomes fully digital, it is no longer just yours. It can be monitored, restricted, and even shut off. Imagine a world where your spending is controlled, where your access to resources depends on your behavior, where stepping out of line means losing access to your own money. And that's not science fiction. That's the direction being built right now. Artificial intelligence plays a major role in this system. It allows for real-time monitoring of entire populations. It can track movement, analyze habits, and flag behavior. When combined with digital ID systems, it creates a network where nothing goes unseen. And then comes rationing. Energy, food, and basic needs can be controlled through the same system. If there is a crisis, real or manufactured, it becomes easy to justify limits. People will be told it is for safety, stability, and for survival. We already saw a preview of this during global shutdowns. Entire economies were paused. People were told where they could go, what they can do, and how they can live. Many accepted it without question. That moment changed everything. Now imagine that same level of control, but permanent, not temporary, not emergency-based, a system that stays in place and grows stronger over time. This is how power expands, not through force alone, but through opportunity. When a crisis appears, Those in control use it, not because they planned every detail perfectly, but because they recognize the advantage. They adapt quickly and build on it. And more crises are coming. Energy shortages, economic instability, global conflicts. Each one opens a door for tighter control. Each one becomes another reason to limit freedom. At the same time, the world itself is under pressure. The current system depends on cheap energy, global trade, and mass production. If those systems weaken, the results will be severe. Food shortages, supply breakdowns, and rising costs. This leads to another harsh reality: population pressure. The world has grown beyond what older systems can easily support. If access to energy, fertilizers, and medicine declines, the impact will be massive, not just economically, but demographically. Some will call this a planned reduction. Others will say it is simply the result of a collapsing system. Either way, the outcome can look very similar: fewer resources, more struggle, and a shrinking population over time. And yet, most people are not being taught to see any of this. Education systems avoid these conversations. They focus on compliance, not awareness. They train people to follow systems, not question them. This is why so many are caught off guard, not because the signs are hidden, but because they were never taught to look. Despite all of this, there is something powerful that cannot be ignored: human nature. There are people who value freedom deeply, people who will not easily accept control, no matter how advanced the system becomes. History shows that control systems often overreach. They push it too far, too fast, and underestimate the strength of the people. When that happens, resistance grows. The future is not fixed. Systems can fail, plans can collapse, and those who believe they have complete control often discover that reality does not always cooperate. But relying on that alone is not enough. Awareness is key. Understanding what is happening is the first step in deciding how to respond. We are standing at a crossroads, no doubt. One path leads to convenience, comfort, and quiet control. The other leads to awareness, resistance, and responsibility. The systems being built today are not just about technology. They're about power: who has it, who keeps it, and who loses it. Ignoring this shift does not stop it. Dismissing it does not make it disappear. The world is changing whether people accept it or not. But people still have a voice. They still have choices, and they still have the ability to push back against systems that go too far. The real question is simple: will people wake up in time to understand what is happening around them or not? There's so many distractions going on in the world out here today, and most of us have our head in the sands of denial, refusing to see the obvious. We can make a difference. Let's stop with the distractions, the entertainment, the social media foolishness, the validation, the narcissistic indulgences, and look around the world as it is and how they're trying to control us as a people. Completely. All of us. Trust me, the world has changed so much since the C-19 time, and it seems like we don't realize it. We were so choked back then that just a little more freedom beyond what that time represented felt so good, but it's still far less. We're distracted. We're so caught up. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is LanceScurvX, just another thought that I wanted to pass by, but it's happening, whether you like it or not. You come back in 3 or 4 years and you look at this video and see if that agenda is not being pushed. It doesn't have to go through, but if we wake up and unify, we can stop it. Much love to you all. On to the next one. Peace.